All right, so us Scream fans have got another confirmation that the movie will be back for a fifth installment within the film series. I remember back in 2011 when Scream 4 came out, I really enjoyed that film, and that's actually my favorite film within the entire Scream franchise. I was really looking forward to a Scream 5 and Scream 6 around that time. I remember I'm looking online and I saw information about how Scream 4 was actually the beginning to the new Scream trilogy within the Scream franchise. However, I saw articles about there being conflict behind the scenes, which delayed production for Scream 5 and 6. And I would just like to note that I didn't see anything, I don't recall seeing anything about there being conflict between the actors, but it was more conflict based on, the script changes and date and time, scheduling conflicts. But besides that, I found a recent article titled Scream 5 Confirmed and David Arquette returning as Dewey Riley. And this article was published by Screen Rant. I'm going to read some of this article to you guys, and I'm going to post the link in the description box. The directors of Ready or Not are confirmed to be making Scream 5 with David Arquette reprising his role as Dewey Riley from the previous movies. David Arquette is officially returning for the now confirmed Scream 5. For years, there have been rumors of a fifth Scream movie happening, even after Wes Craven, the director of the first four installments in the meta-slasher horror franchise, passed away in 2015. Finally, the project took a big step forward back in March after the news broke that Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, the directors of last year's acclaimed horror comedy thriller Ready or Not, are attached to oversee a new entry in the series. And please pardon me if I mispronounce the two directors' names. Since then, Neve Campbell has confirmed she's held conversations about returning as series lead Sidney Prescott in Scream 5, suggesting the film won't be a hard reboot of the franchise, as some fans speculated it would be. And while her own involvement remains up in the air for the time being, we can now confirm at least one other original Scream actor is coming back for this new movie. Arquette is now set to reprise his role as Dewey from the first four films in Scream 5, with production aiming to get underway later this year in North Carolina once Hollywood's post-coronavirus pandemic safety protocols are in place. Okay, let me scroll down. And I'm reading this from this article on my computer screen, and I'm just trying to adjust my screen right now so I can continue reading this for you. Let me close out of this ad. Okay, story details as mentioned are vague, but between Campbell being in talks and Arquette's comment about reuniting with my Scream family, old and new, it sounds like Scream 5 will bring back other characters who survived the earlier films, in addition to Dewey and maybe Sidney. Of course, he could also be talking about people behind the camera, what with Scream 1, 2, and 4, writer Kevin Williamson returning as an executive producer on Scream 5. Williamson's passing writing duties off to James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick for this film, though radio silence, which is what Olpin Gillette and producer Chad Valila call themselves. And like I said, please pardon me if I'm mispronouncing these names. They promise their script will do justice by the legacy established by Carvin and Williamson's previous entries. All right, after their efforts on last year's subversive and highly entertaining Ready or Not, it'll be interesting to see if Radio Silence can find a way to put a fresh spin on the Scream property. A lot of people are wary of the idea of making Scream 5 without Craven involved, and even the previous attempt to partially reboot the franchise with Scream 4, which Craven did direct, led to a division of opinions within the general Scream fan base. But however, Scream 5 turns out it's good to hear Woodsboro's good-natured deputy-turned-sheriff Riley will be along for the ride and doing his best to stop the latest mass killers in town. All right, that was the end of that article, and I do believe that they will be making a Scream 5 pretty soon. I remember last October, I believe it was, they finally released season 3 of the Scream TV series, and about that Scream series, they had made a season 3, they filmed it, and they shelved it for about 2 years. They were actually supposed to release it in 2017, but the release date was delayed. And they titled it Scream Resurrection, and I felt like, with me being a Scream fan, I felt like that was a hint to the fans that we were about to start getting new Scream material soon. I don't believe the Scream 5 will be a reboot, especially with a lot of old cast members coming back. However, I do wonder how they're going to draw the audience members to watch the movie, especially if they haven't seen the first 4 films. What I do think is that after Scream 5, it will possibly open the door for there being a reboot. But I definitely think that it's going to be a sequel to Scream 4 because a lot of fans, they've always wanted a sequel to Scream 4. That's all the information that I have at the moment regarding Scream 5. Feel free to comment below your opinions on Scream 5 coming back, and also feel free to drop your theories on what the Scream 5 storyline could be about. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share this video so you can spread the news to the other Scream fans about a possible Scream 5 coming out soon. And also follow me on Instagram, and my Instagram profile link is posted in the description box below this video.